Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for the attention and for the invitation to the workshop here. I'd like to tell you how I call it the diesel NO2 court story in Germany. One of the biggest newspapers in Germany wrote yesterday, the Süddeutsche Zeitung, that what for the Britons is the Brexit is for the Germans the diesel. So it's highly emotional in Germany. It's a highly emotional issue, actually, in Germany. And all of this is regarding of these court cases we made in the last years. I'm Remo Klinger. I'm a lawyer from Berlin in Germany. One of my clients is DOH, Deutsche Umwelthilfe, and I'm representing DOH since 15 years in clean air cases. So I tried to tell you something about 15-year cases in 15 minutes, I think. So I have to reduce all of that, and I hope you can understand either. So how does it begin? We began in 2004 when we saw that the limit values for PM10 were set in power beginning with 2005. And the client, the DOH, came to me and asked me, what can we do that these limit values are in reality fixed and not only on paper? And we had the situation in Germany that we don't have the right for NGOs to sue regarding these issues. And we doesn't know even which legal instrument we should take to focus this issue in legal cases. So we had no legal basis for that. And we started to find people living close to measurement stations in cities like Berlin, Munich, or Dortmund. And we found them, and the people of DOH tried to ring the bells in houses close to the measurement stations and ask, do you want to do something for your lung? If yes, then please call us, because you could be a client and you could be a plaintiff in a lawsuit. And so we found some people who wanted to do it, and we started these actions in 2005, only regarding the PM10 exceedances in Germany. The court cases went up to the European Court of Justice, and it went out with the so-called Janicek decision of the European Court of Justice in 2008, and they decided that people have the right to sue for an air quality plan, for an action plan, and have the right to enforce the government to make these plans, and within these plans have all of the measurements which are necessary to fulfill the limit values in shortest time as possible. The reaction in German government was very fast. They set a system of environmental zones, of low emission zones in Germany, and the cars, mostly the diesel cars, got a green or yellow or red stickers, and you can go into the most polluted cities only with these stickers anymore. This solution came very fast too, that we don't have any PM10 exceedances in Germany ever. So we have no city in Germany since 2016 was the last year in Stuttgart. We have no city in Germany with PM10 exceedances actually. So that was a result of this lawsuit, and that was a result of the low emission zones which we used in Germany in the meantime. But that was not the end of the work, because we know that beginning with 2010, we will have a much bigger problem. It will be the problem with the NO2 exceedances, which will be set in power beginning with 1st January of 2010. And that's why we focused these emission in the future. And the situation in Germany is like that we have in 2016, all of these cities, more than 70 in Germany, with exceedances of limit values of NO2. And you can see that in Germany, mostly all of the big cities are with exceedances. You have here the Rhine Valley and the Ruhr area in North Rhine-Westphalia. You have here Baden-Württemberg, most of the cities. All of the cities which are red or violet have exceedances, and you see Berlin and Hamburg, so mainly all big cities in Germany with exceedances of NO2. And the situation in 2017 is not really better. The biggest cities with exceedances are here, the 15 most polluted cities. The highest amounts are in Munich, Stuttgart, and Cologne. And in 2018, the situation is a little better in the meantime. So it's going down, I would say, approximately 5% for each city. Some cities going up. We don't know why, but they went up, like Kiel, city in northern of Germany. They are now by 62. But all of the other cities are going step by step down, but not that they reach the limit values of 40 microgram. So many of these cities are far away from that. And that's why we focus these cities in lawsuits, because the main exceedance and the unique source, of course, are the diesel cars in Germany. That's for sure, and nobody will argument against that. And the main focus, or the main reason why we have the limit values exceedances anymore, is that what we call the diesel gate, the diesel scandal, which came out in 2015. And you can here see, like I would say, the proof or the evidence for the diesel scandal itself. This is a document from a authority, from a state authority, not from DOH, and that shows that we have the Euro 3 cars, which emissions of 500, and the real emissions which are a little bigger than that. And we have the Euro 4 cars. You can see here the emission which is allowed and the real emission of the cars. And now we thought if the Euro 5 cars are well set in power, then the emission is going down. That was what the authorities said in 2012 or 2013, and you don't have to sue in court because the Euro 5 will solve the problem, and it will be better because the Euro 5 is only 180 micrograms allowed, and that will be solved, and then we have no problem anymore. In reality, it's going up. It's more than 900 microgram in average for these cars, so they are not being cleaner than before. They are worse than before. And the Euro 6 cars, it's only 80 microgram it's allowed, and they are a little bit better than the Euro 5 cars, but not really better, not so good as they should be. So that was the legal situation that we saw, or the factual situation that we saw. We can't go forward that we only wait the situation will better. We have to sue for that, and that was the reason that we demanded from politics a better environmental zones system. So as I told you, we had the system of the red stickers and the yellow stickers and the green stickers before, but this is only regarding PM10. And we demanded we need a blue sticker. We got it to NO2, that only clean cars, clean diesel cars get a blue sticker, and that these cars are allowed to go into the big cities. But we demanded it, and the DOH invented the blue sticker, I would say. That is what we demand. And this simple solution, the politics in Germany is not able to bring it. So they are focused to go behind the old system and not focused to make it better and clearer to find a solution for that. We don't know why the politics in Germany don't find the solution, but we couldn't wait, and that's why we said, okay, if we don't get the blue stickers, we have to go to court and demand a diesel ban for all diesel cars. If we don't get the blue stickers for special diesel cars, then we need a diesel ban for all diesel cars which are relevant. And that's why we went in court and we invented for ourselves a new traffic sign, because the defendant says, yeah, but you can't go to court and demand a diesel ban. We don't have a traffic sign in German law for this diesel ban. And if you don't have this traffic sign, we can't address this in the public to say to the diesel owners that they can't go to the cities anymore. And we invented this traffic sign, and we went to court with this traffic sign. We made it in reality with a guy who made these traffic signs, and we brought these traffic signs to the court and said, please take that. We need this because we have huge exceedances of limit values in German cities. We sued in all of these cities in the meantime. So we have 35 actions in German court, actually, because the air quality plans are questions of the federal governments, and we don't have an air quality plan for whole Germany. That's why we can't sue just against the federal government and demand an air quality plan for whole Germany, like in Britain. Is it like that? No, we have to sue against all of these regional governments to sue an equality plan there. And that's why we sued in all of these cities in the meantime. And the court cases in Düsseldorf and in Stuttgart were the precedent cases. And the Düsseldorf court said, yes, of course, this traffic sign is the invention of the DOH and the invention of the lawyer of the DOH, but it's possible. And if the European law says that the limit values are set in power and you have to fulfill it in shortest time as possible, you have to do it. Please do it. Take the diesel ban and hold Düsseldorf and Stuttgart within the next 6 months. And that was a decision from the court in Düsseldorf and nearly the same decision from the court in Stuttgart in 2005, 15, 16, and 17, like that in this area. The defendants went to the highest German court, so to the Federal Administrative Court, and said, no, that's inappropriate. You can't ban all of the diesel cars because it's 30 to 40% of the cars in German cities. You can't ban them out because it's a property of the people. And we said, yes, it's right. But your government, you have the obligation to fulfill the limit values. And if you don't want to bring them out, then give them the people the money to fix it with filters. It's possible to do a filter under the car, and the car can, as a diesel car, go into the city anymore. So you have the obligation, and you can do it. And that's what we brought as an argument in the court, in the highest administrative court in Germany, in the Federal Administrative Court in Leipzig. And we had the hearing there 1 year ago, approximately in February 2018. And that was a decision and the hearing itself which found the highest public attention ever in a German court. So the press speaker from the court said to me, we never had this before, that so many people came to the court and so many public media reported from this court event. And in front of the court were many people standing there from the NGOs, and in front of the court were many people demonstrated from the other side, from the car owners' interests. Of course, they have an interest for itself. They have lungs, but they have cars too. So they have a double interest itself, I would say. And that was the situation in front of the court building. And the decision came out of the highest Federal Administrative Court at the 28th of February 2018. And the court denied the appeal of the defendant and granted our action. And they said very clear that diesel traffic bans are possible and the limit values for nitrogen dioxide must be complied as soon as possible. The national law must remain unapplicable if union law cannot otherwise be complied with. So they said very clear that the German national law is against diesel bans. But we have to take it inappropriate, inapplicable, and we can take it anymore if European law is forcing it to do so. That's why driving bans for vehicles below Euro 5 are possible, and for vehicles with Euro 5, this will be possible beginning of 1st September 2019, so in 8 months. 4 years after the introduction of Euro 6, that was a reason for that. And exceptions required for craftsmen and certain residents are possible, and driving bans can be avoided if there other measures to do like with the same reaction. That was the reason for the German government to give in the meantime more than 2 billion euro in Germany for clean traffic and for better air. So I would say it's a huge result of some small lawsuits, I would say, to get 2 billion for clean traffic. And in the meantime, we see in many of these cities, which I said before, a system of cleaner traffic for bicycles, for low-emission cars, for trams and something like that. So we have in many cities a good contact to the people there in the administration, and they try to avoid the diesel bans to take other measurements, and that's what we want. So the diesel ban was only the hammer which we had in the hand, but on the other hand, we want something with a better and with a longer and sustainable solutions like that. So that was the moment when we got the verdict in the court, and in the meantime, like I said, we had hearings in nearly all of these cities. So in autumn last year, we had hearings every week in one of these cities, and the court says every time the same, like in Cologne, like in Bonn, like in Wiesbaden, Darmstadt, or in Frankfurt, like in Berlin. They said, yes, you have to take the diesel bans beginning 2019. If you find another solution to fix the limit values end of 2019, you can take it, of course. But if not, then take the traffic sign and ban the cars. And that's now found highly emotional political debate in Germany, which is every day, I would say, in the newspapers. And the court story is going on in February in Wiesbaden. And I would say the next hearings will be to Aachen and Cologne again in Münster in March. So that is a long story in, I hope, 15 minutes for you. And I thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.
Abbiamo letto la sentenza di Leipzig e volevamo sapere se nelle motivazioni si fa molto riferimento a direttive europee e a legislatura europea. Questa sentenza, secondo lei, quanto è applicabile in altri stati? Per esempio in Italia? Prima domanda. Seconda domanda, quando voi avete fatto queste cause, avete ricevuto diciamo delle tariffe agevolate secondo la Convenzione di Aarhus o avete dovuto affrontare le spese di giudizio in modo normale come generalmente si fanno altre cause?
Yeah. It's a wonderful question, because that's what I forgot to say. The court case or the sentence from the German court, it's a European verdict. So it's only focused on European law. You can take it in Italy, you can take it in Spain, you can take it in the Netherlands, you can take it wherever in the European Union and say that could be a decision from the European Court of Justice, because they say it clearly under German law it's forbidden what you want, your NGO. But we don't look at German law. If the German law is against the European law is bigger, and that's why I take the European law, and the European law says very clear you have to fulfill the limit values in shortest time as possible, and then do so. So thank you very much for the question again.
In Germania ci sono cause penali aperte, in particolare in Italia nel 2015 è stato introdotto il reato di inquinamento ambientale, che secondo me si può applicare in Italia rispetto a queste vicende, e noi ci stiamo provando a Torino, in particolare perché la Regione e il Comune hanno una posizione di garanzia su questo tema. Devono assicurare ai cittadini un'aria pulita. In Germania ci sono cause penali di questo tipo? Avete un reato di inquinamento ambientale o di disastro ambientale che sono stati introdotti da noi nel 2015 e che prevedono anche un'ipotesi colposa che consente di applicare questa fattispecie agli inquinamenti, soprattutto di carattere urbano?
Thank you for the question too. as you know, the car maker industry in Germany is not really weak. So we have criminal legal systems, and they say that it's forbidden, or that you will be criminal punished if you make emissions which are illegal and something like that. But in all of these criminal sentences, in the end, is the last sentence is ever, this is not relevant for cars. So we have it in all German law, this is not relevant for cars, this is not relevant for cars, this is not relevant for cars. No, we don't have it. We don't have a legal system which gives a criminal background for that. Beside, more or less, one interesting question. We have verdicts and sentences from Munich too. And these Munich sentences from the court, from the highest Bavarian court, are final since 2015. And the highest Bavarian court said very clear that the Munich municipality and the Bavarian state have to fulfill that, and they have to bring the diesel bans from Munich. And the Bavarian government says, no, we don't do that. What your court is demanding, will we not do. And that's why, and now comes the criminal background, the court says, or I said, okay, then they have to pay a fine. And the fine system is only up to 10,000 euro to pay from the Ministry of Environment to the Minister of Justice. And as you can imagine, the ministry people laughed about it because they paid from one pocket to another pocket. And I said in the next step, okay, then the minister or the prime minister had to go in jail as long as it's necessary that they fulfill that what the court is saying. And the court says in August last year, normally we would say it's nonsense what you're demanding. The prime minister shall go in court, in jail for that. But under these circumstances, we think it's the only solution we have anymore. But we are not really sure if we can do it under German national constitutional law to bring someone in court, which is not really in jail, which is not only really written in German law. But under European law, we can have another way maybe. And they made a reference to the European Court of Justice in December to ask the European Court of Justice if they can set the Prime Minister of Bavaria in jail as long as it's necessary to fulfill the verdict of the court to bring the diesel bans in Munich. And the President of the European Court of Justice wrote me last week that they will take that case very soon, that they will take that case faster than the normal cases. So I think they will make a decision in Luxembourg in this year to, if they have something like criminal consequences, and not only for small people, no, for the Prime Minister of Bavaria.